Bonjour, buddies. We are back on the topic of square roots, except this time we are rounding into integers. So our first question is, round to the nearest integer, the square root of 4004. So this problem, you could go a multitude of ways, except one way is quite a bit easier than the other two. So this way is basically when you have, this is very similar to my previous video, in my previous videos. So, for example, you know that 4004 is definitely greater than the square of 60, which would be 3600. But it is also less than the square of 65, which is then equivalent to 4225. And in between this, we have squished it down to only three possibilities. Let me just move that over a little. Oop, what did I do? Alright, there we go. I'm gonna squish this down a bit. Like so. Alright. Well, we've narrowed it down to only a couple possibilities now. And since it seems like 4004 is leaning more towards 65, aka the greater number side, we can start with trying 63, which is kind of in the middle, but there really is no middle. But it's sort of in the middle, also is more leaning towards 65, just like 4004. So taking that idea, we can try finding the square of 63, which is equivalent to 3969. So using that, I'm going to save you guys some solving time, see? But if you wanted to solve it, you could just pause the video, I guess. So, it's 3969. But how do you know that this is closer to 4004 than 64 squared? Because it never said that had to be less. So we can use the same formula that I have shown in quite a couple previous videos, where we go like that, which is also equivalent to 64 squared, in which you would get this number, so 3969, which is 63 squared, plus 2 times 63, plus 1. And here, if we plus the 1 over here just right now, 970 plus 2 63s, which is then equivalent to 126. We add it all up. 6, 9, 10, 4. And this is 92 away. However, this number, if you add a 1 and then a 30, so 31 plus 4, this is only 35 away from 4004. So that means that in the end, 63 is still closer than 64. Moving on to problem number 2. What integer is closest to 4 multiplied by the square root of 5? So this problem is a lot more obvious than the previous one. All you have to really do is move the 4 into under the radicial. And when it enters the radicial's roof again, it's called the radicial roof, I like that name, it would become 16, aka 4 squared. So this would basically be equivalent to 5 times 16, which is also equal to 80. And you guys can see very, very clearly that if 9 times 9 is equivalent, if 9 squared is equivalent to 81, there is no square that is 1 under 80. So that means that 9 sort of prevails in this case. So the answer to this question is just 9. So it's relatively simple. A lot more simple than number 1. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned something new. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye!